let's head to Columbus, where Ohio State recruiting is red hot. They got the number one class in America right now, and the spring game is this weekend, and there's going to be some big names on campus. We got On3 Steve Wiltfong here to break it all down. Let's take a look at some of these big names. We'll start right here at the top. Dakorien Moore, committed to LSU, but we know he was at Texas last weekend. Steve, there's some optimism coming from our Inside Texas site that Dakorien Moore is going to eventually flip to Texas. Do you sense that maybe Moore's commitment to LSU is weakening here?
Well, I would say that LSU is going to have to battle to keep him, and they've known that for a long time because Dakorien Moore has been taking visits to other programs. He's no stranger on that Austin campus in Texas and loves what Steve Sarkisian has done historically with wide receivers and offenses. And he's talked to me in the past about how it's close to his mom, close to home. And so there's an exciting vibe around Texas football right now. He's made multiple visits this spring. This will be his second visit to Ohio State this spring as well. He also got a chance to see them practice earlier this spring and just loved the competitiveness that he saw on the field, enjoyed his time around the receivers that are currently on Ohio State's roster. And he pointed to Brian Hartline's track record of taking 5 stars and making them even better, getting them into the first round of the NFL draft. So he's excited to get back up to Ohio State. And then you have Oregon. Oregon's a major contender in this one too. He's been to Eugene a few times. He's going to visit again in May, and then he's going to take his official visits in June. So all these schools that we mentioned, LSU included, going to get him back to campus a few more times. So this is a recruitment that's got a lot more runway. I think that Texas is one that's going to do what they can to get him in the fold, but they got some stiff competition as well from Oregon and Ohio State as they all try and pry him away from Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, and speaking of runway to their recruitment, Jonah Williams has some left to go. At one point, and he still is trending heavily to Oklahoma, but then last weekend he makes that visit to Texas. This weekend he's on campus at Ohio State. This recruitment seems to be a little bit more wide open than maybe the RPM shows.
Yeah, I think this is one where he's definitely going through his process and continuing to have dialogue and go see top schools. Had a great visit to LSU. Texas and Texas A&M are opening his eyes, and he's excited about Ohio State. This defensive coaching staff, the culture of the program, and just the track record of success that they have not only on Saturdays and with the NFL draft is something that is exciting him, and he's excited to get up there and continue to see more and learn more about Ohio State.
All right, let's talk about linebacker Madden Fiamo because he's coming in from San Diego, California. Now, USC leads on the recruiting prediction machine, but do you think Ohio State has a shot here?
There's a couple Midwest programs in the thick of this one. Notre Dame is another program that is in the thick of it for Madden Fiamo.
All right, now defensive lineman Jakeem Stewart. This is an interesting visit. It's his first time to Ohio State. There's 2 ways you can look at this. You can look at it as it's a great early visit for a 2026 prospect, the number 1 2026 prospect in the country, but there are rumors, he said on Philip Duke's show that he is considering reclassifying up to the 2025 class. And if that were to happen, then we are right in the thick of it for Jakeem Stewart, who's going to be a top 10, top 5 player in the 2025 class. So how important is this visit for Jakeem Stewart in Ohio State?
Well, he looks physically ready to play college football right now. You could put him on the field at Ohio State where he's visiting this weekend in pads, and he would fit right in with some of the creatures that are walking around Ohio State's program. And Ohio State's one of his early favorites. I mean, this is a young man that's high on USC, Texas, just had a great visit to Auburn. Of course, LSU and Miami's really resonated with him as well. But Ohio State, he's been looking forward to this visit for a long time. Larry Johnson, the Buckeyes, it's a program that he's been keeping a keen eye on. There is a lot of excitement and anticipation around getting up to Ohio State. And I think that they're expecting over 80,000 people for this spring game. It's going to be a hell of an environment. This is a chance for Ohio State to continue strengthening their position. And like you said, if he reclassifies to the 2025 class, and I think they're looking into the academic load of getting that done, because again, there's no question marks physically on can he do it. we'll be seeing official visits soon, and,
Right.
and I like where Ohio State's position amongst other front runners here for Jakeem Stewart.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he has to say. Actually, there's going to be a lot of action this weekend in Columbus, so we'll have that covered on the next show. But also go to Letterman Row. Alex Gleitman, Matt Parker, and the boys, they do an incredible job covering all things Ohio State recruiting.